Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Estra Rowell, Certified Law of Attraction Life Coach and Certified Life Purpose Coach, and your host for this webinar. Now, if you've been wanting to manifest your purpose or anything else in your life, this webinar will give you tips, tools, and meditations to help you create the life you love. Whether you know your purpose or not, you can use the powerful practices of the law of attraction to bring you the resources, mentors, or whatever else you need to draw it to you and make it a reality in your life. I'll start out by explaining the law of attraction and give you some processes to shift your energy into high vibration to be in alignment with your purpose or anything else you want to manifest in your life. Then I'll go into life purpose as your spiritual growth journey and share meditations to help you become magnetic to your purpose and to help you connect to your own inner guidance. These are the practices I used to draw my purpose to me and still use to manifest what I want to experience in my life. I'm giving you quite a few, and I suggest that you pick the ones that appeal to you the most and start with those. Experiment and see what works best for you. You can listen to the entire webinar and then go back to practice the exercises that you want, or stop and do the processes as they come up, and you can listen then in several sessions. First, it's important to understand that science has shown that everything in the universe is composed of energy, even you. If you could get a really powerful microscope, like an electron microscope, and look at something that seems really solid, say like a tabletop, you would find that the atoms that make up that tabletop are actually moving. Energy needs to move. And as scientists have studied the atom and they've broken it down into its component parts and gone deeper and deeper, what they find is left as the smallest component part is energy, and that energy pervades the universe. Everything you think and feel either expands your energy or contracts it. When you feel sad, angry, hopeless, anxious, for example, your energy contracts. When you feel happy, loving, or a sense of positive expectation, your energy expands. Now you can feel this difference in your body as heaviness and tenseness, or as lightness and happiness. Now, I'm sure you've heard of the law of attraction. It's become really well known. And the law of attraction states that like attracts like, meaning that what we're thinking about and giving our energy, attention, and focus to, we create in our lives, because the universe responds to our dominant energy. All right, another way of saying that is vibration. Our vibration is a direct result of our thinking, which leads to our feelings. Now, most people think by default instead of deliberately choosing where to place their attention. They don't really mind their thoughts. As a result, they create things they don't want in their lives, quite unaware that they're doing it. If you want to change your life into something you love, you'll need to change your thinking and attend to your feelings. Now, your emotions are actually there as your guidance system to let you know if you're on track to creating what you want or if you're moving away from it. You know if you have an experience that you don't like, that you want a different one. Well, emotions help you to move forward with clarity. If you're overcome with doubt, anxiety, a lack of belief in your ability to succeed, or other contracted emotions, you aren't in alignment with what you want. To bring you the things that you want in life, you need to be a vibrational match to them. In other words, you need to feel good, have positive expectations, and be able to see and feel yourself experiencing having them. When you're in resistance to what you want, that's what we call a lack mentality. Even if you say you want something, but a part of you is feeling doubt about being able to have it, or noticing that it isn't here yet. You're activating the lack of it, and that's your dominant vibration. So the universe matches you up with the lack of what you want. Now, once you have an idea about about your purpose, you need to take steps to manifest it. Action is required. But here's the catch. If you rush into action without getting into the proper mindset, in other words, being in a high vibration, you will sabotage the actions that you take. All right, so here's the formula for success. Ready? Do the energy work first, then take the actions from that place of high vibration, all right, that place of feeling good. If you're feeling resistance, that's not the time to act. But when you get into a high vibration, that's what I mean by doing the energy work. When you get yourself into a high vibration first, you'll be in vibrational alignment with what you want to create, and then your actions will be efficient and successful. If you take actions when you're in doubt, resistance, frustration, or you're making yourself do something because you think it's what you're supposed to do, you likely won't be successful. Now, I'm not saying that you can't make something happen by hard work and struggle. You can, but it takes longer. You may not be able to sustain what you create, and it's no fun. When you're efforting, trying to make something happen, your success becomes a thing of chance. But when you get into alignment first, and then take the action that occurs to you from that place of feeling good, it will often be an action that seems so simple or effortless that it's actually delightful to do. Now, I've had that experience many times over, and sometimes what I've asked for seems impossible. But the universe pulled together the opportunities and the component parts that I never would have thought of myself. Since your higher self sees the broader picture, it can put things together for you that you couldn't have even imagined. So you can see how the actions you take will be easier if you take them from that place. All right, so how do you achieve a high vibration? Well, a high vibration, again, is simply about how you feel. You can see the woman in the picture has a pretty high vibration going. She's looking pretty happy, pretty ecstatic and joyful. All right, so the way to get into a high vibration is to think of things that you feel good about. As you want to create something such as your purpose, a career you love, a certain amount of money, a relationship, think about how it will feel when you've achieved it. Then bask in those feelings. If it's too hard to think of what you want without worrying if it will happen, then don't think about it at all. Instead, think of other things that you're grateful for that are in your life and that you feel good about. The beauty of this is the universe already knows what you want, since you've already been asking for it, all right? You can't help but ask for it. Every time you experience something you don't want, you send out a rocket of desire for what you do want. And when you feel good about any subject, even if it's not the one that you want to bring about, but it's just something that's in your life that you feel good about already, if it's something you've already achieved and you're enjoying it and you love it, then everything you want will show up for you. All right? Break up any downward spiral. When you notice yourself kind of going negative in a downward spiral, you can do that in several ways. You can go for a walk. You can listen to music. You can sing, dance, exercise. All of those are uplifting activities that can shift your mood to a more positive and attractive state. Now, when you're listening to music, I would recommend that you listen to music that's positive. Don't listen to songs about heartbreak or hard times, because that's not going to lift your vibration. You want to listen to music that actually uplifts you. And that can be a very, very powerful way to break up a downward spiral when you're just really not able to to get yourself redirected in a positive way. Now, when you feel good, you are aligned with the universal flow. When you're in a state of worry, fear, discouragement, disappointment, all of those kinds of bad feelings. And I say bad feelings only in the sense that it makes you feel bad, because all your feelings are valid. But what we're talking about is, those feelings that are on the lower part of the emotional scale, all right? They don't feel good to you. When you're in that state, you're out of the flow. You're going against the current and blocking what you want from coming to you. So, we want to get into the higher flow where magic and miracles happen. So I'm going to share with you some processes that you can do to practice getting into and maintaining a high vibration. All right, well, this first process is a very simple one called Wouldn't It Be Nice If? All right, so when you notice that you're focused on what you don't want, for example, maybe you're stuck in traffic, your boss doesn't appreciate you or is, giving you a hard time, your car breaks down, whatever's going on, just say to yourself, wouldn't it be nice if, and then fill in the blanks. So, for example, wouldn't it be nice if my boss noticed my good work and paid me a compliment? Wouldn't it be nice if I got a raise? Wouldn't it be nice if I had a really productive day at work? Wouldn't it be nice if traffic just opened up in front of me? Wouldn't it be nice if this was easier than I thought? Wouldn't it be nice if things worked out better than I could possibly imagine? Wouldn't it be nice if I just stumbled upon an opportunity that really delighted me? All right, so you get the idea. Doing this simple exercise when you feel contracted by a thought or experience, again, that's what we call resistance, is a gentle way to feel better. This is a good process for when you're wanting something to happen, but you're feeling some discouragement. Might not be the best process if you're really down in depression, all right? There's other processes for that. But if you're just feeling disappointed, some discouragement, some frustration, this is a really great process. And you may be thinking, I really want this thing to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. All right? So, wouldn't it be nice if is a great process to do if you have that thought going through your head. Because when you think, oh, I want this thing to happen, but it hasn't happened yet, you activate the vibration of your desire, but you're also activating the vibration of the absence of it. So you stay stuck in neutral with no forward momentum. All right, so this process is a gentle way of directing your thoughts towards what you want and being soft and easy about it. What you're looking for is a feeling of relief. You don't have to jump to, feeling absolutely out of this world wonderful. You're just looking for a feeling of relief, feeling better with every statement that you make. Just a bit better and a bit better and a bit better as you go along. All right, well, one of the things that many people do, I think just about everybody, is to wallow in what ifs. Now, we tend to go negative with this, such as, what if this doesn't work? What if I take this new job and I hate it? Or what if I take it and I fail at it? What if I don't get this job I want? What if I'm late? What if this blind date ends in disaster? What if I can't pay my bills? And so on, okay? So that's what we call what if down. All right, well, I have a process called what if up. Instead of imagining all the things that can go wrong, instead, imagine the things that could go right. So very simply, it might go like this. What if this works out easily and quickly? What if I love this new job? What if this turns out to be the perfect fit for me? What if I go on this date and have a really great time? We are the creators of our reality. Energy follows thought. We are more powerful than we realize. When you use a process like this, You can create what you want by getting into alignment with your desire. It's all about the law of attraction responding to your vibration. Now, the law of attraction is neutral. It doesn't give good things to good people and bad things to bad people. It simply matches your vibration and delivers on that match. It's like looking into a mirror and seeing yourself reflected back to you. The mirror doesn't lie. So, if you want to know what vibration you're putting out, just look at your life. It's a perfect reflection of your thinking, which is the vibration the law of attraction is matching. Now, when you understand this, you can begin to deliberately direct your thoughts in ways that feel good and create what you want. So, everything that you're living right now is simply the result of your past thinking. If you want your future to be different, you can start right now to deliberately direct your thinking and create what you want in the future. Now, we've been taught away from understanding that the world actually is not happening to us. It may feel like that, but we're creating with every thought. And this is great news, all right? Because it means we have the power to change what we don't want. We're not hapless victims. Yes, we experience things we don't like and have challenges to face. And we may think, how on earth did I create that? Or why would I have created that? Well, we do that because we don't realize that our thoughts create. We don't pay attention to our self-talk and realize how negative it is a lot of the time. All right, and also the contrast, the stuff that we don't want, we call that contrast, that's there to help us tune into and clarify what we do want. That contrast, all that stuff that we've created that we don't like, that's our jumping off place to launch our rockets of desire. And the challenges are there to spur us on to go higher, get closer to our souls, reach inward and upward, and get really clear on our path. And just like everything else, we create our own challenges. Challenges that we overcome may actually lead us directly to our purpose in life. Everything is for us in some way, even though the personality doesn't always like it. But when you truly embrace this idea, you step into your authentic self, and you no longer give your power away. And when you more consciously direct your thoughts and are willing to get quiet and listen inward, you overcome challenges quickly and easily and no longer have the need to create them. I'll share more on that with the meditation at the end. All right, now this what up process is fun. What if up process, is fun. It redirects your thinking quickly and you start to feel better right away. And the universe is going to match that better feeling thought. Now, I have a story about using this process soon after I first learned it that I'll tell you quickly. It's kind of a mundane story, but it does make the point. All right, so I was doing laundry. All right, so that's what I mean by mundane. I was doing laundry and I had a big load in the dryer and I had been drying it for an hour and I went to get it out and it was still wet. And I really didn't want to face what I kind of knew to be true, which is that my dryer was broken. So I thought, oh, maybe, I'll, I didn't put it on the right setting. I'll turn up the heat or see if that helps. So I did that, and I came back a half an hour later, and my clothes were still as wet as they had been 30 minutes previously. So I had to face the fact that my dryer was broken. And I immediately went into my default, which was to think of the worst possible outcome. And I went into panic mode and I started thinking, what if down? All right, what if I have to buy a whole new dryer? Well, that certainly wasn't something I was planning for. That wasn't in my budget. What if I called the repairman and, it's just $80 just for him to show up, and then there's the time he spends, and what if it's an expensive repair? And I suddenly, because I had been studying law of attraction at this point, I realized how bad I was making myself feel, that I was panicking. And I stopped and I said, well, what if this was all easier than I thought? What if there's a simple solution to all of this? I immediately felt better. And as soon as I felt better, I thought, oh, you know what? I know where the manual for this dryer is. And I went right to it, and I looked through it, and there was a troubleshooting page in the manual. And knowing that my husband is better than this kind of stuff than I am, I took it to him and I said, okay, look, the dryer isn't drying the clothes. Here's the troubleshooting page. Can you help me go through the steps and we can figure out what's going on? He said, oh, yeah, sure. So we did that and discovered that it was a certain part that was broken. So we went online with our little serial number or whatever it is to identify our particular dryer, and found out that the part we needed was an $8 part. And so we ordered the part, and it came a couple days later, and my husband installed it, and it's been several years now, I believe, and my dryer is still working great, just with that $8 part. So you see, when I stopped the flow of negativity and my panic worst case scenario thinking, I was able to actually access answers. When you panic, when you're in that fight or flight or freeze mode, all your blood goes to your hindbrain and not to your frontal lobes, all right, where you need to think. And so by calming my emotions, by soothing my emotions with the what if up process, I was able to access a more sensible course of action and save myself a whole lot of money. So you can see why with anything you do, getting into alignment, doing the energy work first is important before you take an action. If I had called the repairman, yes, I would have had to pay for him to come out. And even though it still would have been an $8 part, it would have cost me a whole lot more than $8, right? So when you take an action while you're in resistance, it may fail, take longer to accomplish, or have other consequences that you don't like. When you're feeling positive, expecting the best, and practicing the feeling of what you want being already accomplished, the actions that you take become obvious and much easier than if you try to make something happen through struggle and hard work. All right, so here's a fun fact. You can change your vibration within 68 seconds. And there's actually a process for that called, guess what? The 68-second process. Now, when you're thinking negative thoughts, the law of attraction is going to bring you more thoughts like the last ones you were thinking. All right? That's where your vibration is. That's what you're going to attract. You're going to attract more and more thinking like the thinking that you just were doing. So to break that up, first you need to be aware of what you're thinking, and then make a deliberate intention to redirect your thoughts. Now that takes a little bit of willpower at the start, but the law of attraction takes over pretty quickly. All right, so this process is like telling the story of your new life in miniature. All right, this process is done as if the thing you want has already happened. Now the last two processes were kind of, they changed your vibration. They're a little bit about, well, what if this good thing does happen, or wouldn't it be nice if that thing happens? The 68-second process is you telling the story as if it's already happened the way you want it to happen. Now, we know that if you can use your will to focus on a better feeling thought for just 17 seconds, the law of attraction will shift to bring you more thoughts like those new thoughts. Now, it just takes 17 seconds of using your willpower to reach for a better feeling thought. And it can feel a little bit slow getting started to get those first few thoughts, but you can do it. I can do it. My clients have all been able to do it. I've never known anybody who couldn't do it. Once you made the intention to say, okay, I'm going to reach for that better feeling thought, even though it's a little bit difficult right now, I'm going to reach for it, I'm going to do it, and you do it. All right, because you have the intention. And if you can keep that up for 68 seconds, you've turned the corner to begin manifesting what you want. You will have actually changed your point of attraction for what shows up in your life. Now, I find with myself and with clients that once you get on that roll, you usually go way beyond 68 seconds. So start with, I'm so happy and grateful now that, and just start talking about all the things you would like to have happen. For example, I'm so happy and grateful that that job interview went so well. It was actually fun. I really clicked with the people there. Their values and mine just line up perfectly. It was so exciting to get the phone call that I actually got the job. They're excited to have me on board, and I can't wait to get started. I'm so happy to be doing work I love with colleagues I really like. I also love that the workspace is so open and beautiful. The space is sunny, and it looks out onto a great park space where the picnic tables are set up for lunch breaks. I love that the commute is so short. And they offered me flex hours so I can make it to my children's after-school events and even work from home a couple of days a week. All right, so you get the idea. You keep that going for 68 seconds. And you do this one out loud. It doesn't really have the same power if you just kind of think it in your head. You really need to say it out loud. And I find that I end up getting up and pacing when I do it because my energy really starts to flow and I can't sit still. And it feels really, really, really good. So whether you pace or not, that's up to you, but do it out loud. Okay, and just a quick word about affirmations. Affirmations are a great way to focus your energy and attention on what you want. To make them effective, however, you have to do more than just say the words. You need to get into the feeling of what you're saying, since the universe responds to your vibration and not your words. Allow yourself the time to play with your affirmations and let your imagination freely explore what it would be like to already have what you want. And as you're saying affirmations, sometimes other affirmations occur to you and come up. So allow yourself to go deep and to just really feel them and take the time with them rather than just kind of rote saying, I am now doing such and such. That has no power, all right? You've got to feel it, play around with it, do it in a quiet space. And another thing that can trip you up is when you don't really believe what you're saying. Your subconscious mind, where all of your values, attitudes, and beliefs are stored, may have been programmed to believe differently than what your conscious mind wants to create. There's a simple fix for this. Simply add the declaration, I've decided, or I choose, to the beginning of your affirmation. The subconscious cannot argue with a decision or a choice. For example, for the affirmation, I am doing work I love, you can change it to, I choose to do work I love, or I've decided I'm doing work I love. All right, so it's very easy to put those I've decided or I choose at the front of an affirmation and kind of bypass that little voice in your head going, oh, no, you're not. All right. So letting go. This is crucial, and this is the step that confuses many people because it seems so counterintuitive. This is that crucial time between when you form your vision or intention of what you want to create and when it actually occurs. In our time-space reality, there is a gap between having a desire and a vision of what we want and the actual physical manifestation of it. Now, this is good because it gives us time to refine it and play with it. but it requires trust that it will show up. So, now that you've created the vision of your purpose or anything else that you want to create in your life, and you've practiced imagining having it and all the feelings associated with it, how you're going to feel when it's manifest in your life and you're actually living it. All right? You're creating that really juicy, vivid vision for yourself. And maybe you've scripted about it, you've written it down, or you've done a vision board, and you are enjoying the feeling of it. What you have to do is detach from any neediness around actually having it. All right, so you can see why this seems counterintuitive. But remember, your higher mind has a broader perspective than your physical mind and brain. Your highest good is seen by the higher mind. Now, you may not be able to see the absolute best outcome that you think would be for you, but your higher mind can see it. And by knowing this, you can move into a feeling of trust. The universe is orchestrating the details in the best way for you. So you must let go utterly of the need for your vision to manifest exactly how you have imagined it, or even at all. Now, just really know that everything is already perfect and will come about effortlessly when you're in that balanced state between the pairs of opposites. All right, so this is what that balanced state is. The intensity of what you want with no expectation that it has to manifest at all or in the way that you thought. All right, so I'm going to repeat that because it's really important. Everything is already perfect and it will come about effortlessly when you're in the balanced state between the pairs of opposites, which is the intensity of what you want with no expectation that it has to manifest at all or in the way you thought. All right, so this is the basic process of letting go. Notice how you feel when you stop being needy about what you want and appreciate what is already in your life. You know, if you've got great things going on in your life, in some areas, even one area, and everybody has at least one good thing, you created that. You created that. So appreciate that. The universe knows what you want because you've sent out the rockets of desire and you've created your vision. And just imagine like you had, the universe is like a secretary that's like always there next to you, taking down your every thought. So if you experience something you don't like and you go, oh, I wish it was this instead, the universe hears that, all right, and doesn't forget it. In fact, there may be things that you've forgotten that you said you wanted, but the universe doesn't forget. And so when you get into that place of alignment, everything that you want starts showing up. So gently allow whatever is in your highest interest to show up. When you hold tightly to your vision, you actually limit what the universe can bring to you. You limit what you can have, be, and do. And really, what you can have, be, and do is so much more than your brain can imagine. Your imagination got the process started and began to open you up to more possibilities. Now, your job is to remain open to what you want showing up in ways that will surprise and delight you. Now, one way I do this is to say this or something better. Thank you. And I also add, so be it, and so it is done. All right, feel the truth of that. It is done. Nothing more for you to do. You've asked, you've been heard, and you don't need to keep asking. Now, just enjoy the feeling of knowing whatever is in your highest good is on the way to you. when you hold on tightly to wanting it to show up, and you're constantly anxious that it isn't here yet, and you're wondering if something went wrong, or when will it show up, if I've done something wrong, or does this stuff not even really work? All right, then you've gotten out of alignment and you actually delay it showing up for you. Right now you can continue to play with your vision. The operative word here is play. Doing the processes that shift you into a good feeling place. All the while remaining open to what you want, manifesting in a way that you hadn't expected. Or it being actually something else that is for your highest good. And trust me, if the universe gives you something else, it's going to be much better than what you actually even imagined. All right, we actually came to this particular earth experience with the intention of having the fun of having a desire and then bringing it into physical manifestation over a period of time so we could really see the process play out. Our personality selves can get worried that it's not going to happen. So this is the point where we can really grow by getting into the fun of creating and having the trust that all is well. Okay, so I'm going to share an energy tool with you that helped me when I was searching for my purpose. And I found it to be quite powerful to help me manifest what I wanted, even when I was working with abstract desires. I really enjoyed this process, and I did it a lot. I did it a lot because it was fun for me. And that soon led me to rendezvousing with the coach training program that changed my life. Now, when I first started using this particular energy tool, I had a vague idea about what I wanted for my purpose, but I wasn't absolutely sure. It wasn't really something that I was completely clear about. So what happened then was that I had as soon as I heard about coaching, because I didn't even know about coaching, okay, when I started using this energy tool, I knew I wanted to help people in some way. I knew I wanted to help them in their lives, but I didn't really know how, okay, and I had never heard of coaching. And so after using this tool, somebody told me, a mentor of mine told me about this woman who had a coaching training academy where you could get trained and certified. And I really do credit this particular tool with getting me into alignment that allowed me to take that next step to finding out about coaching and then finding a way to actually learn it and get certified in it so that I could then become a coach. So lots of steps, but the energy tool got me focused. And this is another example of the universe really knowing the broader picture, because like I said, I didn't even know what coaching was. So I couldn't say, well, yeah, that's what I want to be, because that's what I want to do and that's what I think my purpose is, because I didn't know it existed. But the universe did, and the universe put the component parts together for me. All right, so I'm going to take you through a meditative version of this energy tool. But I did this actually standing up and physically taking the actions. I kind of acted it out. So for now, you can get comfortable and close your eyes if you wish. And imagine that you're in a beautiful meadow. This meadow is your safe space. You feel completely relaxed and at ease here. Notice the beautiful, colorful flowers. Smell their fragrance. The temperature is just right, and there may be a gentle breeze. Look down now on the ground and see a slender stick. You pick it up and notice that it's pulsing with energy. This energy is just for you. It's a part of you. You take this stick, and with it you draw a circle parallel to the ground. The circle is pulsing with energy. It may even emit a sound, like an electric generator or a lightsaber. Just have fun with this. Imagine it in any way you want. Now into this circle, you're going to place the things that you want to manifest. And if you want to manifest something abstract, such as your purpose, see it as energy, however that appears to you. So begin placing each thing you want to manifest into the energy circle. Think of this as your vortex of creation. And then when you've finished, step into the circle yourself. You are the last component part that's necessary to manifest what you've placed into this energy field of manifestation. Okay, so you see it's very simple, but it has power. And for some reason, I'm kind of audial, and so when I was, making this energy circle, I just felt like I just heard this like kind of electric hum that went with it, and for me that kind of ramped up the energy. So you can change this and play with it in any way you want. It's really the intention, and it's the idea of I am putting everything into this field of manifestation inside this circle, and I am entering it as well. All right, so just again, have fun with this, and remember, the important thing always is to have fun and feel as though what you want is already done. Okay, now as we are going through life, and you're dealing with the situations that you have in your life right now, that some may be challenging, you're working on the idea of your purpose. Sometimes we can get a little stressed out. So I'm going to share with you a breathing exercise, a breathing practice that is really great to use when you feel stressed or overwhelmed. And I don't know if you've noticed, but when we're stressed out, we often breathe shallowly, and sometimes we even hold our breath. So breathing deeply elicits a relaxation response in the body. And the nice thing about a breathing exercise is that it can be done anywhere, right? There's no equipment that you need. There's no side effects like you might have with drugs. And in order to be able to be in alignment with what we want to create, it's just really essential that we be in a relaxed state. All right, so just practice this with me now. All right, so just sit comfortably, but with your back supported and straight. And close your eyes if you like, and begin breathing through your nose just normally. All right, now I'd like you to inhale for a count of 2, hold the breath in for a count of 1, exhale gently, counting out for 4, and then finish by holding the breath out for a count of 1, and then start over, keeping your breathing even and smooth. So let's do that together. Just inhale, 2, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, in, 2, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, hold, in, 2, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, hold. And go ahead and just breathe normally. Now, if you were on your own, I recommend that you do this for 5 minutes or so and notice your relaxation response. If you need to go longer, you can. Now, after some practice, if the 2 to 4 count seems too fast, you can try inhaling for 4, holding for 1, exhaling for 6, holding for 1. All right, so you can make it a 4 to 6 count instead if you want to slow it down even more. The important thing to know here is that the exhale needs to be longer than the inhale to signal your brain to turn up your parasympathetic nervous system and turn down your sympathetic nervous system. All right, so that's what creates that relaxation response in your body. Okay, All right, well, I hear from clients at times that they have trouble visualizing what they want. And I can relate. As I'm only slightly visual myself, I sometimes do get a vision. I see something when I'm meditating, but usually I'm more of a feeling type of person. I get sensations and feelings. So if you're not an especially visual person, just let me put your mind at ease. It's just as powerful to have a feeling or a sense of what you want to create as it is to be able to see it in your mind's eye. So when we talk about visualizing, yes, we're going to do this exercise that will help you to actually work with creating a picture. But you're also going to be creating feelings and kind of listening within for those feeling senses as well. All right, so to begin this, we're going to start with relaxation. So again, just sit comfortably with your back supported. And just take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just exhale out any tension, any worries. Another deep breath in. And exhale. Now, as you're continuing to breathe normally, just imagine a feeling like a wave of relaxation that's starting at the top of your head and it's coming down into your scalp and relaxing your scalp. Down into your forehead, relaxing your forehead, and relax the little muscles around your eyes. Allow your jaw to relax and for your mouth to be slightly open. And feel the relaxation coming down into your neck and shoulders, down into your arms, into your hands, flowing into your fingers. And as you take a breath into your upper chest and upper back and exhale, feel your upper chest and back relax. And now breathe into your belly. And as you exhale, feel the relaxation move down into your abdomen and your lower back. And feel that wave of relaxation move down into your hips, into your thighs, moving into your knees, into your lower legs, your shin and your calf muscles, into your feet, all the way through your toes. And now just do a quick body scan and see if there are any little muscles, any small muscles, oftentimes in your arms, that need to be relaxed. And just relax those muscles. All right, now with your eyes closed, think of a room in your house. And notice, how do you think of it? Do you see it as if it's on a movie screen? Or are you standing in the room and seeing it through your eyes as if you're there? Do you sense the room around you? Is there color? Can you recreate the arrangement of the furniture? Can you imagine yourself walking around in the room? Recall an image or a feeling of the room as vividly as possible. And once you've done that, just let it fade. Now think of a loved one in your life. Notice that person as if the person was standing in front of you. And notice all the details of this person's face. The eyes, nose, mouth, hair. Imagine you were touching this person's face and feeling the warmth and texture of his or her skin and the contours of his or her face. Feel the love you have for this person. Sense this person's energy and how this feels to you. And now let that fade. Now think of a small object that you'd like to have that you don't yet have. Make this something that you've actually seen before. It could be a piece of jewelry, an article of clothing such as a scarf, or anything that comes to mind. It could even be as simple as a pencil. All right, just picture this object as completely as you can. How would it feel to have this object? How would it feel in your hands? What color and shape would it have? Now practice expanding your imagination by taking this object you just visualized and imagining an even better one. How does it feel to imagine having something better than you thought you could have? Now, if the object you first visualized is just what you want, you don't have to expand it. However, it is good to practice expanding your imagination. Now, if you're doing this on your own, you can focus your mind for the next 2 minutes on that thing that you want, to the exclusion of any other thought. This is practicing how to focus. If thoughts come up that you don't want, simply imagine putting them in a bubble and letting them float away. And when you feel calm and relaxed and ready to return, slowly bring your attention back to the room where you're sitting. Savor your sense of peace and view the world around you from this brighter, clearer perspective. Okay, so thanks for playing along. You have an idea of this now. And so again, when you are doing this on your own, you want to spend 1 or 2 minutes just focusing on that thing, that thing you want, to the exclusion of everything else, every other thought. Okay, we're ready to get into purpose and spiritual growth. So whatever you do is your purpose. It is connected to your path, which means your own spiritual growth. Now, I'm not speaking of religion here. It doesn't matter what religion you follow, or if you follow no organized religion at all. The fact is, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And if you're drawn to feeling you have a purpose, you are most definitely on a conscious path of awakening. Traveling your path of purpose will assist you in reaching into your inner self and bringing it out to the world, while at the same time you're reaching up and connecting to your higher self. The great thing about purpose is that it's joyful. It means deeper connections with loved ones, more playfulness in your life, and it connects you with the finer energies. Higher purpose is always something you love. We are none of us asked to or set a goal for ourselves to come into this life and do what we hate. That just doesn't happen. It's always going to be something you love, and because you love it, that's your clue. The things that you love are your clue to what your purpose actually is. Now, in the book Living with Joy by Sanaya Roman, her guide Oren states, manifesting your higher purpose means believing in yourself and believing in the goodness of the universe. If you were to make one decision that would assist you most in manifesting higher purpose, it would be to believe in yourself and trust the universe. Well, those are powerful words. It means letting go of the fear, the doubt, the feelings of not being good enough, and so on. And in believing in something greater than yourself that has your back, that's going to be there for you. This wise, I like to think of it as the universal mind that is seeing that broader perspective, as well as your own soul, your own divine self. All of you that's in the higher realms has that broader perspective and is going to be there to assist you. So you want to have trust in that, belief and trust. All right, so this process of creating a symbol for your purpose, this is great to do. Symbols are wonderful to use because they bypass those feelings of am I good enough, or is this the right thing, and so on. Symbols are really wonderful for that purpose. And so this is also from Oren. And Oren is a very high guide that's channeled by Sanaya Roman, and I consider them my teachers, among others, but most definitely Oren and Sanaya. All right, so it's recommended that you do this process to energize the symbol of your purpose at least once a year. So put it on your calendar. And of course you may do it more often. And if you're not sure what your purpose is, again, the symbol is wonderful to use for that. But even if you do know what it is, as you first start energizing this symbol, you're definitely going to want to do it more than wait once a year. You may want to do it once a week or once a month. Okay, now this works to draw your purpose to you, as I said, even if you don't know what it is. And if you do know what it is, it's going to help you create it and expand it. So once again, I'm going to invite you to sit comfortably with your back supported and close your eyes. And just take a few deep breaths to relax. All right, so we're ready to create a symbol for your purpose. And again, you don't have to know what your purpose is. Just by having the intention to create it, you begin to draw it to you. Now just get into the feeling of what living your life with higher purpose would feel like. Imagine holding a symbol in your hands that represents your purpose. Now this could be anything from just a ball of light to a flower that has meaning for you, or a crystal, or anything else that you can imagine that for you captures the essence of your purpose. All right, now bring this symbol into your heart and pour light into it, energizing your symbol. Just ask for light from the higher realms and energize this symbol. See it just beautifully lit up. And ask for guidance and assistance from the higher forces. Now feel your energy going upward and let it go so that it can come back to you. Just imagine that. Letting it go and coming back to you. You are sending out a call to the universe, telling it you are willing to grow. You will be given many opportunities to expand and grow, and none of your challenges will be beyond what you have the skills and tools to handle. Okay, and just gently open your eyes. And as I said at the beginning, there's lots and lots and lots of processes in this this particular webinar, so you'll want to take these one at a time on your own time and just come back. You can come back and listen anytime and do these processes on your own. And again, think about it like a buffet. There's so many here to do. Pick and choose the ones that work for you at any given time. So you don't need to feel like, oh, I have to do all of these every day. Okay. All right, so now we're going to get into some meditations. And this first meditation is going to seem so simple. You're going to think, yeah, how is this going to work? But I've found simple to be the most profound, and I think this one is too. So one of the simplest is to connect with your higher self, is to just close your eyes and notice what you find within. Your higher self is you in another dimension. So here's what you do. You want to find a quiet place, again, where you're comfortable and you won't be disturbed. And then as for any meditation, just take a few deep breaths to relax your body. Notice if there are any muscles that you need to relax. And you want to let your jaw be relaxed and slightly open. And remember to relax the muscles around your eyes. Now, just spend 15 minutes focusing inward. You really want to shut out all the noise of the outer world, all the people wanting things from you and obligations and things to do. You're going to release all of that and just focus inward for 15 minutes. I usually set my phone to a nice gentle chime that goes off so that I'm not startled out of my meditation. And what you want to do is follow your breath as you become quiet within. You may want to put on some quiet music if that helps you to focus. Obviously only instrumental. Or you could just listen to the silence. I like both. Just sitting and noticing what there is in the silence brings you into the present moment. And the present moment is a sacred space. This is where you create from here forward. Focusing on the breath allows you to calm your emotions and to focus inward, into your inner world. Now, you don't have to make anything happen in this meditation. Just notice. Going within, when you get yourself into that quiet space, listening within, not necessarily for a message, but maybe a feeling sense. you may find, and you will find if you practice this, a profound sense of peace or of joy, of abundance. And the reason that you'll find that when you go within is because it is within you, and it has always been there. The only reason you weren't able to access it up till now is because you either didn't know it was within you, or you got so caught up in the noise of everyday life. So this is why this is your sacred space, your sacred time, where you can get quiet for 15 minutes and focus inward. And as you quiet your thoughts, and again, just put them in a bubble, just notice them, there's no judgment. Just like, okay, there's a thought, put it in a bubble, let it go. It's okay. And if you sit for 15 minutes and you think I thought that whole time, there was probably even a second of time when you weren't. When you were just relaxed and quiet. And even that is powerful. But the more you practice, the more you're easy with yourself, that natural sense of who you authentically are is going to surface. You're going to connect with it. And that authentic self, who you really are, not your personality self, but who you really are, is already abundant, is already on purpose, is already peaceful and joyful. There is that note of joy within you that will come to the surface. And it may give you goosebumps. You may have some kind of other, just, for me, I just feel a profound sense of, it's almost excitement. So it's going to be different for each of you, but you'll know it when you feel it. All right? And so that's all there is to this meditation. Now, when I say 15 minutes, again, you don't need to make any of this happen. It's going to naturally surface. You don't need to say, oh, I need to look and try to find the peace within me. No. You just allow it to surface on its own. There's no efforting here. There's no trying. You just allow it to surface. You bask in the feeling. Notice the joy that's just below the surface. It's just below your conscious awareness. And it allows you to drop any neediness, worry, or disappointment. Because neediness, worry, and disappointment, as you learned earlier in this webinar, are the things that keep you from what you want. And so all of those thoughts, all of those feelings, again, no judgment, no trying. You just thought, there it is. Okay, put it in a bubble, gently let it float away. And you're going to get better and better at this. And when I say 15 minutes, 3 times a day, if you can manage that. Absolutely at least once a day, but if you can manage 15 minutes, say in the morning, maybe at lunchtime, maybe before you go to bed, or, when you get home from work, before you go to bed, whenever it works into your schedule, you're going to get all of that wonderful practice. You're going to be not only practice, but you're going to feel those wonderful, authentic feelings of already being abundant, already being joyful, already being on purpose, already being everything that you want to be. All right, and again, if you have mind chatter at first, it's fine. All right, we all do. Just observe it. Just let it go into bubbles or like clouds in the sky floating by. Just let that chatter hitch a ride on a cloud and float on by. All right? So this is definitely going to shift you from your old ways of thinking and feeling, and just really open you up to your true essence and the higher flow. All right, so I hope that was clear, that this is a very, very gentle, allowing kind of thing, where you just allow yourself to get quiet, release very gently any thoughts, and as you do, on its own, spontaneously, that inner joy is going to surface. Now, guided meditations can also be very useful in connecting with feelings of peace, love, abundance, and flow. And I have found great joy, great relief, great love in consciously connecting with my soul. So I want to do a guided meditation for you that it's not hard, because your soul wants to connect with you. So your purpose in life is your soul's purpose. And your soul it's a beautiful, cool light. And your soul will always come when you call it. So if you want to connect with your soul, again, take yourself through that relaxation process that we've been doing, where you feel that wave of relaxation starting at the top of your head, coming through your body, relaxing all the muscles, focusing on your breathing. Your breathing, if you're feeling emotional when you sit down, your breathing can calm you down. And then simply, when you finally get into a calm, relaxed state, simply think of your soul. In order to call it to you, that's all you have to do, is think of it. And some people see their soul as a beautiful, cool light. Others get a feeling of deep love, which is usually how it happens for me, since, as I said, I'm more of a feeling person than a visual person. Now, if you have no sense of your soul, that's okay too. Just know that it's there, even if you aren't aware of it. If you get into a relaxed state and you think of your soul, it will come. And then invite your soul to blend with you. Imagine your soul's heart center. It has a heart center just like you do. And imagine it like a beautiful jewel. And the petals around that jewel, like a flower, have opened up. Those are petals of energy. And it's shining like this beautiful jewel. And your heart center as well is like a flower with a jewel, beautiful jewel at its center. And as you get more and more into feelings of love, those petals open up and your heart center shines beautifully. So imagine your soul's heart center and your heart center merging. Your soul respectfully and gently enters from the top of your head. And when your heart centers have merged, you'll feel or sense a kind of click. And imagine your soul as a bright light all around you. And just enjoy the feelings of peace and profound love that your soul has for you. And then when you're ready to come back, thank your soul for blending with you. And gently return your attention to the room where you're sitting. All right, so very simple process to get yourself into a relaxed state, get into a quiet frame of mind through your breathing, and then when you're in that state, call your soul to you by simply thinking of it and invite it to blend with you, heart center to heart center. Beautiful, cool light. You may see it. If you're a visual person, you may see it as if it's like kind of far away from you and you're getting closer and closer and closer. And then it blends with you. Or you just may feel it. And I always, again, feel it as a profound sense of love. All right, so all of these processes and meditations will cause you to become magnetic to what you want to create in your life. As you can see, the theme running through all of them is to feel good. That's your natural state. Allow yourself to stop efforting and become playful. Creating a life you love and expressing your purpose out into the world is 99% being, and it's only 1% doing. And that's hard for most people to wrap their heads around because we've been taught it's all about working hard. And that's simply not true. When you get into a state of flow with the universal forces and then take the actions that become obvious and feel good to do, you're going to be a lot more successful. All right, we didn't come here to struggle. We came to have experiences, and we came to grow, and we came to delight in the art of creating. So I hope you found some gems in this webinar that you can take away. I want to thank you for listening and for being willing to take control of your life and live a life that you absolutely love and make your contribution to the world. So remember to do what you love and love what you do, and together we can change the world.